And press *6 if you are participating by phone to unmute. Additionally, we have a workshop scheduled for today and want to inform everyone that, and then it ends. There's nothing after that word. Consent calendar. Okay, we're moving on to our consent calendar. Heard about that passes. It's may I have a motion to approve the consent calendar? Hey, what is this? All right, I don't have a full agenda. I need this agenda. This is printed on, we're using these papers, so it's printed on the yes. Okay, so I'm gonna call the meeting to order, let the roll call show the following. We have the consent calendar, approval of the June 23rd, 2025 Economic Development and Marketing Committee minutes. Motion. And a second, any discussion from anyone on the minutes? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Minutes approved. Public presentations. Do we have any members of the public that would like to make a presentation to the committee? Anyone here? Anyone online? No, somebody doesn't come on. All right, we're going to move on to our general business. I know that we have some members that need to leave early today, so we're going to move on. Franklin's work meeting is 5:30 to 6:30. To our people that we're going to leave know that the meeting is 5:30 to 6:30. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's already about 5:15.
Oh, I thought you said 4:15.
No, 5:15.
Okay. I got it. Okay. Discussion and direction on the citywide 2026 economic development and community engagement plans, and on the citywide theme for 2026 major events community engagement campaign. We're going to start with our staff. Liz, that's you.
Yes, Liz Foster, Assistant City Manager. Thank you everyone for coming today. We're very excited to see such a full group that we've had for the past few weeks. Really appreciate it. Today, Elia and Alicia and I, our development project officer, are going to be doing a presentation following up on our workshop that we did last time, and kind of really narrowing down today on our values, our theme, coming up with the events. So I'm gonna, with that, I'm gonna leave it to Alicia to start the presentation. Thank you.
And I'm going to do something, excuse me for 1 minute, which I didn't do last time. Can we just go around the tables and introduce yourself, and if you're representing an organization, let us know. Just so everybody knows who's in the room. Howard, would you like to start?
Yeah, I'm Howard, known as the hot dog dude. I have a hot dog car in Beacon City.
Just so we know who's here.
Okay, I'm Howard. I'm also known as the hot dog dude. I run a hot dog cart right down in the heart of where all this is going to happen. It's very important to me to be here, see what happens with everybody. Very sure. Yours, sir.
I am Mike Waukee. I'm the current president of the executive board for Santa Clara Police Athletics League. So a long time Santa Clara resident.
I'm Teresa O'Neill, a lifetime community member and also the vice president of Santa Clara School Spanish. I'm Deborah Von Human from the Cultural Commission, and while I have the mic, I could just invite everybody to Thursday's unveiling of an art installation for City Hall at 11 o'clock. I have nothing to invite you to, but I'm Christine Lofton, and I oversee Discover Santa Clara, the TMO, or Santa Clara.
I'm Caitlin Riccardi, Director of Marketing at Discover Santa Clara.
Preston Metcalf, Director of the Wright Museum of Art.
Patty Walton, State Librarian. Yvonne Giuseppe, and I wear every number of hats actually. I work for Council Wakanda. I am a commissioner on the Historical Landmarks Commission. But I'm here on behalf because I grew up in Santa Clara, and so I'm in that age group of the mid-30s. So I don't see anyone over here. So I'm kind of like the representative of those individuals, so I'm happy to.
Yeah, it's just yeah. I'm Rick Roder, I'm a member of the Santa Clara Swim Club, Santa Clara Dive Club, and our Santa Clara Aquatics Foundation.
Hi, I'm David Curtis. I coach at Westside, Santa Clara Youth Soccer coach. I'm on the Salary Commission commissioner and Salary Setting Commission, and we're also the resident managers.
Yeah, my name is Vishnu. I'm an president of the district Canada and the for proud Associate District 26.
And Triforos, lifelong Santa Clara resident on the library board of trustees. I'm one of the seniors. Hi, everyone. I'm Joanne. I'm member of the Legal Life Church in Santa Clara. I'm the Legal Life Church of myself. And
Okay, thank you so much. And I can see there's a whole section I should have read, it was on the backside, so anyways. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Your presence here underscores what makes Santa Clara special, our deep sense of community, shared values, and collective pride in our city. As we prepare to welcome the world for 2026 for Super Bowl 60 and FIFA World Cup, we're committed to ensuring these global moments are also deeply rooted in the local impact. We're not just planning events, we are building experiences that reflect who we are as a community. That's why today's session centers on a key question. What do we want the world to see when it looks at Santa Clara? Over the course of this meeting, we will walk through the results of the process mapping and word cloud exercise, establish event categorization guidelines, outline logistics for event priorities, and most importantly, co-create the themes, values, and events that will define Santa Clara's voice on the global stage. This is not a presentation to the community, it's a collaboration with the community. Today's hands-on workshop and group sessions are designed to encourage your ideas, your stories, and your vision. Whether it's youth programming, cultural showcases, local business activations, or city-led events, this is your opportunity to help shape a legacy we can all be proud of. So thank you again. Let's get started. Now we can go to Liz. Thank you.
And before I pass it on to Alicia, we're gonna go online and see who might be listening on today. I see you all hear me. I see we have the Silicon Valley Chamber of Commerce, so I have promoted you to speak.
I just was introducing myself. I'm also online on the way to the meeting. Thank you. This is Herbia Bhatia.
Thank you, Peter. I see Diana Dean.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can.
Yes, I'm in China right now, and good morning and good afternoon. This is Diana Ding from Ding Ding TV and Silicon Valley Community Media. We've been the voice of Silicon Valley Asian Americans for the last 16 years, and we are the organizer of Asian American Stories video contest and award ceremony and Silicon Valley Lunar New Year together. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. And we have Jaya G. Jaya G.
Can you hear me?
Hi, this is Jaya Gautam. I am with the Silicon Valley Chamber of Commerce, doing the programs and events and marketing.
Thank you so much. All right, we will get started. So thank you all so much for coming today. Really, really excited to have you all here. I see a lot of familiar faces that participated in our workshop 2 weeks ago. And we're gonna go ahead and carry forward. So just want to say thank you for your time. All right, so a little bit of background. In April of 2025, staff presented a strategic framework to the committee and the community activation and the event support in 2026. Important aspects of the framework is the need for cross-sector collaboration, focusing on community engagement, our civic pride, and our visibility to the rest of the world. We also want to ensure that the city is ready for these events coming to the city and that our city can feel a part of these events. Continue background. So over the last 3 meetings that we have conducted, we established the role of the stakeholder group, held free-flowing discussions on how this committee can truly serve as a community engaged process collaboratively to provide true benefit to the community and Santa Clara residents, and participated in an event strategy workshop to help identify and place value in the most prominent places to gather. And so now we'll fast forward to today. The purpose of today's meeting is to review the Community Value Survey word cloud results, to review and process the mapping exercise results and align them to the core values, to establish the event categorization guidelines, outline logistics for event priorities, prepare a call to community for proposals, and align event strategy with campaign narrative and deadlines. So what have we done so far? Over the past 2 meetings as a stakeholder group, we've conducted a core value survey, which went out to the community, and we also asked the community members at the last meeting to provide a core value. And we completed a mapping exercise to align spatial insights with event place. So I'm actually going to hand this over to Elia, and she's going to walk us through our value survey results and the word cloud that was generated.
Thank you. With that, our team is very excited to share the slides with you. So the word cloud is the outcome of the survey that we have closed by now that represents the values of Santa Clara. And as you can see, the beautiful word home is at the top. On the left, you see the top 5 values and then top frequency. As your tables, you also have a full list with all the words. And actually, when I say all words, they're not really all words that were submitted. We actually filtered out some of the submissions that did not respond to what we asked for, but all the responses will be made publicly available online. So if you're curious to check all of them out there, you can do that. And then from last workshop, here you can see on the left the map with all the different drawings and sticky notes and comments that you've provided overlaid on top of each other. So this is all the input we got from you. And on the right, you see a representation of how we understand that. So how we process that. So what is interesting is that, as you maybe noticed on the left, there's more activity happening, so to say, in 2 clusters, the uptown and the downtown. And so we decided to really indicate that and take that as a sign, as an interesting piece of information that we got from the community. So the uptown activation cluster is where stadium is and where a lot of venues are concentrated, and so is the downtown. That is where a lot of things could potentially happen, and that's where the community would like them to happen. So what was missing though is everything else
So there's a lot of areas in the city that nothing was really suggested or nothing was happening, so we decided to propose another layer, the so-called confetti of community event that could be potentially spread out in every district all around the city to celebrate every community where they are instead of having to go to these two central activity clusters. So this is what this is how we have processed the last meeting for a workshop or mapping exercise. And we're looking forward to hear your comments or your impressions of that. And lastly, before I pass it back to Alicia, I would like to say that it's very important to connect the two things. So we have the word cloud now, we have heard the community's values. We have also asked you for the spatial exercise, spatial input. So how do we put the two together? And this is really everything that today is about. We want to understand how do these two elements lead us in choosing our branding campaign theme for 2026. And how do they lead us to a holistic event strategy that will really make sense and really highlight everything this community has to offer. So this is the goal for today. Thanks, Alia.
So we're going to keep going, and today I just want to kind of highlight that we're going to try to breeze through very high level through the slides today, where we're headed in terms of creating this theme, and then also prioritizing a list of events for the city and sponsor partner led. So really the goal is to get you all in pods again, which you are already conveniently getting to, and get you all talking and for us to have you all do the work. So bear with us as we try to breeze through where we're headed. We're excited to hear. So with that, at the last meeting, we reviewed the following draft value statements to help spark some creative thinking around Santa Clara's diversity and values as we prepare to host the major events. Each one of these value statements was written very flexibly, so that a unifying theme such as the world plays here or another phrase can be layered onto our core values, which are what we just saw in the word cloud. In our open discussion today, we'll ask the community to vote on the core values and the base value statements that will become our theme. But before we get to that, we want to talk through the event categorization framework. And so I think you all have heard us kind of talk about how we will be bucketing events. So we'll walk through that today. And the goal is really to have an open discussion and narrow the event idea. Now that we've identified and located all of the events currently proposed by the city and by the committee, we'll be categorizing them into 3 buckets, which will allow the community to define the roles and clarify expectations that align with these resources. As shown on the screen, we're categorizing by city-led events. So these would be historical, long-standing city events that are supported by the city, as well as proposed new events that we've outlined or highlighted over the last couple of meetings. Sponsor partner-led, so these are produced by external organizations in collaboration with the city. The city may provide in-kind services such as permits, logistics, staff time, etc. And community-led events, which will be organized by local groups, nonprofits, or individuals. And they're city acknowledged events with varying levels of coordinated support. And so with that, we have even further categorized the events by large, medium, and small to help us identify where more clarity is needed. So specifically funding sources, event leads, scale. We've categorized the events by scale, so large, medium, and small to represent scale and capacity for city resources. So again, city-led events are categorized as large and will be led, produced, and have resources fully supported by the city by way of fundraising and other sources. Then there's medium, which are the sponsor partnered events, and they're categorized as medium because the events will be led and funded by a partner. And again, the city may provide in-kind services. And then there's the community-led category, which are categorized as small but are extremely impactful. So this goes back to what Elliot shared earlier on the confetti events that we see sprinkled around the city. They'll engage all the districts and are organized by local groups, nonprofits, and individuals. And again, the city will acknowledge and provide varying levels of coordinated support. So from here, we're going to kind of jump into what's needed in order for us to define the city-led events. The goal of today's workshop is to propose a short list. And we want to focus on city-led event requirements for a moment and how to ensure they are successful, So that is understanding how many city-led events are feasible. Is there a monumental moment that we want to identify across the city-led events? And what are the logistical requirements, challenges, or benefits that we should be considering as it pertains to the logistics, staffing, permitting, budgeting, et cetera? So these are just things to keep in mind as we're starting to narrow the focus. And then as we begin to focus and narrow on the sponsored partner-led events, we want to be thinking about who will lead these events and who could benefit from the events. Could it also benefit from an external partnership? We want to list opportunities for visibility, for vendor partnership, or in-kind support. We want to understand the budget. We want to understand feasibility and logistics, again, benefits and challenges, and then also how the city can support. So this will really help us develop a cohesive and attractive sponsorship package that we would like to distribute in late August. All right, so as we start moving from planning into execution, we ask that anyone with sponsored partner ideas come forward with their proposals to be presented to the group in the next meeting. So that's where you see the timeline launched there. Also, don't feel like you need to wait for the next meeting to discuss any potential sponsored partnership ideas that you all have. Feel free to reach out to us. We're available to assist. And so again, what should be included in the proposals? We'll want to make sure that there's a clear vision and value alignment, that the event logistics are very clear, the location is available, and that we understand the reach. Also estimated budget ranges, required permits and facility access needed, and any interdepartmental deficiencies. And that's really where we're looking at what the city can offer, what support the city can offer. So with that, I promised that we were going to breeze through these slides. It's your turn to get started. So we prepared a couple of exercises for you all. And we're going to start with the core values exercise, which is defining the core values and the theme. So I'm actually going to ask the committee members if they can join the community members.
We can say something short. It's just going through the couple slides before we talked about the like for instance the sponsorship events. And you said bring in the next 2 weeks all of this information, including all the logistics and everything. That's not going to happen. So I just want to make sure with budgets and all that, none of that's going to happen. I think if we stay at a high level first, to talk about the events, because I don't want people to think that in order for them to present something, that they have to give all the details of the event. It's more like, yes, we'd like to do an event with NVIDIA and have them sponsor something. So is this something we should pursue kind of thing? I just want to talk about the expectations for the committee. That they don't have to actually plan an event, in the next few weeks. Can you just clarify that?
Yeah, absolutely. So stepping back, like Mayor said, we are really looking for these events to start generating, right? That we're generating the ideas and understanding. And so as we get into this exercise, you'll see that we actually put like an event proposal template that is there just to help us start thinking through where we're headed, but we're not expecting for all the events to be buttoned up by next week. That is correct. That is correct. We're working through it together. All right. Committee members, do you think you all can join the community and we'll get started on the exercise? And then for the folks online, we'll be sure to share out once we come back. So we're gonna just be Buster and Todd's working through the core value things, and then we'll move into the event identification category.
I think the first one is.
You're right. So for the core value exercise on your table, you should have a list of core values and base statements that are in front of you. The goal is to generate the top 3 value statements that will become part of the meeting for the 2026 event. You've been provided a list of value and base statements. Please use the following steps as guidelines and instructions. That's also going to as well. I'm actually going to come walk around. There's so many things on the table. So we're going to start with this is your value. So these are the things. And so we're asking for exactly. We're asking you to choose your top 5 values and plug it into the base statements. And we're gonna vote on our base statements. Think that makes sense? What do you guys have? Yes, no sheet here. I don't know, let's think of where it is defined by the. So we're asking you to in the top place, next word values and plug them into your favorite station. So wherever it says value, that the goal was to use the base statement in the application and will be. So it's not
Here's still.
love into your topic. Something like that. All right, that's all. I think there's like. Right. I like the call. I just you know what I mean? They are, you know. We're like this.
This is the software thing. They're definitely like this.
Yes, I do like it too. You know why? Because it's in ways. That's not the observation. That's.
Yeah, you know, still like the words. You think, sorry, I read it, you read it, and you like, whatever.
So put it in sentence. Yeah, take your own sentence. That's fair. But they don't go here. Oh, I see. Powered by community. City are using another thing, right? Well, we can have, but. I'm here full to be able to say something about the.
I mean, I think we go to proceed we want. I mean, we could, this is like.
Like innovative, it's like.
Yeah, like I have almost. Because then it's like. It's like, I got to do it around store something that is yes, twice and then.
So then the next one.
If it's a good, Stars here. Yeah. I don't ask, we just. So wait a minute, not. This is. Yeah. That's the center of what's possible. I mean, I don't remember, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't necessarily.
Yeah, maybe you can just see.
Bad, nice, or that brand. Might not be.
So let's go for the primary.
And the first we go. What about multi-generation?
Five people.
Sounds like how it's how I'm playing. You know what I mean? It's like.
I don't know why. It's like, is intersect here.
Provide for that. Supervise about the white. By night, or pretty much. We made an SB.
We are.
Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at the value for.
Yeah.
All right, get that. Somebody else wants to read it. So it's now.
Well, maybe we got this.
So we have our value now.
So I have to.
Make the. I know we're at the younger. That's a Gen X. I'm not a Gen.
Sounds like a big fish.
What's they call it?
Yeah.
All right, so. Okay, so. Maybe on the.
You know, another good one that says, yeah, you know, the top connect. But like, if you say, oh, that's a kind of, it's like, so say.
Yeah.
Innovation and intersections, you think about.
Two votes.
Articles that makes sense about it. And the small, all first hit. Like, means and that versus how we operate.
Diverse.
Whereas, like, you know, such a, interesting. Always the connection. That allows us to be worse. Like the connection. That's to those opportunities, you know. Exactly. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, right. It's kind of a thing. I just don't know about it. It's kind of honest.
Yeah, because that is.
Yeah, it's like.
This is a good friend of mine. Yes, love.
Artists can't do the piece of that. I thought it takes time to you have with these thoughts. Like, still great.
The world gas, we've got up here, like, go back, my oil connects here. And then
That's their-
again, it's on yeah, just like all of those. Oh my God. Yeah, I like that, just a way to get something. You know, so different to you.
I'll give a little information. We have 5 minutes, 5 minutes for whatever. 5 minutes.
It does. And like, yeah.
Yeah, she was about
And like my decks and errors and whatever, all that stuff, we know.
So we're saying. Open-minded, creatives.
I don't even remember how much more that was.
And I think the first one is the neighborhood position, second, the local position,
Right.
Nice. Right. What now you have a lot. You so she's fighting the you take you reserve the right to change my mistake. I'm ready.
But it's not just like, it's like, yes, it works, and it's like, that's fine, that's just show up and speak. Obviously, that's what he's saying. That's something. Yeah, is that, I don't know. Well, because, I mean, it's not, yeah. It's not, it's said, no, but it's like, right, you know.
We wouldn't.
It's not advice, it's opposite. I can get on. How are you going to that's what's gonna make something that long. I will like to plans of it. There's no big flash. This would be positive, but I think that's gonna happen. It's like that.
Alright, so everyone again, Santa Clara.
Something like that. It was like little bit of like.
So you're writing that?
That was my goal on it, because we didn't have last time.
I'm just saying.
So, Santa where it takes
All right, can everyone hear me? Time's up. We're gonna go ahead and start with safety, our base value statements. Is everybody ready?
No, yes.
No?
Just so you know, about the unstable. Want to say anything? Answers and baby blowers over here.
So we might.
You all grab your time, phones. And we have Elizabeth, Liz is going to type in the value statements so that we can see them. And then we will. All right. Group one. You're on.
You hear me? There we go. Santa Clara Square Diversity View. Next one is the road to 2026 runs through Santa Clara, powered by diversity. And last is Santa Clara, where it takes innovation to become a champion.
I heard some whispers on that. People like that one.
You copied. Hard enough.
Gold star. Good job, Bruce Line. All right. First two, you all ready? So we aren't still good following direction. I went to these words that we loved. Our favorite, I think across the board was innovation. We filled out some of these with the value word, and then we wrote a few of our own. So, Santa Clara is where innovation takes the field. The road to 2026 runs through Santa Clara, powered by diversity, or we felt opportunity worked there well. Now diverting from the greatest hits with some of our originals. We have Santa Clara, the future starts here. That's kind of a play on the word innovation, but a little bit less literal. Santa Clara, the word kicks off here. The world, yeah.
Whichever you prefer.
Santa Clara, the world kicks off here. Do you want to explain where the kicks off came from? Because that's just a spin on one that was already there. Is that right? Or not listening it? No, I don't think it was this.
It wasn't on the.
It wasn't on this. I've heard that one.
You heard it, it was.
But that man was copy. Okay. And then what was your other favorite of these?
Well, I think what we had, I think what we had talked about was that there's a way to, like, for example, intersex, which is not in the top 10, not even in the top 100. Then there's a way to not be literal, right? About play or diversity, but to use words that inspire that in people.
So some of the other ones we talked about were the world connects here, the world competes here, the world intersects here. Not super sexy, but just, you know, was there a way, and I think we had the future doesn't happen here, it starts here, did you already say that? I said Santa Clara, the future starts here. Okay.
Awesome. Rebellious Group 2, you did an amazing job.
Well, thank you.
All right, Group 3, can I put you on the spot?
Yeah.
See, the thing that.
The thing,
Because what we believe are some really good dates. Number one, Santa Clara 2026. Number two, Hometown Park on a world-class stage. And number three, Santa Clara Future Kids in 2026. Check out royalty rights on that.
Yeah, 366.
all right. Group 3. Or Group 4.
Alright, so group 4. Right, so we actually think innovation is a play, right? And that tradition is kind of sad.
Oh, yeah, if you can touch the little button on top. There you go.
Alright, so I'll repeat that. We actually think of innovation, do a play.
There you go.
Alright. So anyway, so we need tradition. It's actually a really good part of Santa Clara. And to the point of being like over literal, like that's kind of one of the things we struggle with, is how to kind of take some of these like really great words, but kind of provide a little bit more creativity to them. Even though we said that the innovations of the play, we actually brought it into our point or things, which is where tradition meets innovation, or traditions intersects with innovation, or something like that, because a lot of people think of Santa Clara and tradition. There's a ton of tradition here that we think we can kind of flip the script and what other people think of us. Another, just like some other ones we thought were good, the road to 2026, ones through Santa Clara, followed by diversity, because we think diversity was like a big thing. Our city, our champions, our game, and Santa Clara, where it takes heart to be the change. And heartbeat, one of those things that's like very inclusive, diversity. It just has a lot of different needs.
Can you repeat that last value statement for us?
Yeah, the last one was Santa Clara, where it takes parts to be a change.
Yeah, valid.
Oh, yeah, I have another one before that. How's she doing right now?
Oh, you know
One before where it takes our to be champion. Our city or.
Our city, yeah. Our city,
Our city, our.
our city,
Our champion, our game.
our thing. Does that make sense? Yeah, I was like, that's what I was saying, that's cool, I like it. It's nice.
Did you come up with that when you were young?
It's all.
I've never been a let go. We're supposed to say I love it.
And I just wanted to add that we have Crown Portuguese right here, and I don't know if you all know this, but the number one player in the world is not Messi, it's Ronaldo. But Ronaldo, he fell in here in Santa Clara. I remember when he first came out in 2006 and 2010, there was tons of Portuguese that were excited about Ronaldo. So I think that, you know, really hopefully there's a draw here at Levi's, Portugal plays here at Levi's.
Yep, right. How many us?
Yeah, just to keep on, there's like 4 or 5% lead, which is big, so.
But you need to make an effort to convince sports with other things.
That's true.
If they call for Matty goes there, and that's.
And we have more than one.
Oh, yeah, so, yeah, well, like, absolutely, absolutely, so, look, the intent of having the value statement, which is what you saw on your desk where it's the statement, so Santa Clara, where blank plays here, or excuse me, where blank takes the field. The goal is to have interchangeable values. That's the reason why we asked the community, right, to provide those values for us. And so we'll have one main slogan or main theme. And then from there, as events start to pop up, if there are words that resonate better with this particular event, you may change that value and keep the slogan. Does that make sense? All right. So now's the time to vote. And so really, we're just gonna ask everyone to raise their hands, if they like the value statement. I mean, we can do three, we're gonna do three. You get three votes. You get three votes. And I'm having everyone on the honor system, so 3 votes. And we're gonna collect those votes and bring them back to the group because the time checks is gotta keep going into the events. All right? All right, so we're gonna start with the first one. And you'll raise your hand, remember you get 3 votes. So Santa Clara, where diversity takes the field, or Santa Clara, where blank takes the field.
So where blank takes the field means that's still other values.
Not per se. We like diversity, but again, they are technically interchangeable values, so you can change the value. If you see that, like that was the 1, 2, 5. Got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total votes.
You have to pick the top year.
Okay, you all ready? The road to 2026 runs through Santa Clara, powered by blank, or powered by diversity or opportunity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, but if you look at it, guys, one thing you should take into consideration, okay, having the name Santa Clara is important because it's not San Jose, it's not San Jose.
Right.
That's what we're fighting against, to get people to come in. So you vote however you want on any of them, but we should have something with Santa Clara.
Santa Clara can be in any one.
Yeah.
Whatever you do,
Yeah.
has to say Santa Clara.
That's your totally fine.
All right. All right, Santa Clara, where it takes blank to become a champion. Santa Clara, where it takes innovation to become a champion. 1, 2, 3, 4 votes.
No?
Contemplating each one.
Our 6 all over money.
Sorry.
This kind of what we're voting for.
Well,
Because like now multiple of them are kind of represented differently with this.
That's
right?
true.
It's like, were we voting more like where it takes innovation to be a champion, or it takes heart to be a champion, or how do you,
Tradition.
right? So it's like, are we voting for this, or are we voting for the words?
We're voting for the base statement currently.
And then it can be.
We combine them with the value.
Wow, so.
I can't vote.
I want to say that.
Yeah.
Number thing.
Okay, then the next thing said I'll add one.
So can we start again, number?
We're starting over. All right.
Any one of these words. So we have whatever to decide on, so he had change based on the situation.
It can, the first, we're.
Because I'm very little.
No, I think the goal is to create a base statement with values that we like. But that value can also change interchangeable. Yes.
Don't change the number.
Just lost there.
We lost them.
We're starting over.
Over there, starting.
We're gonna start over. Number 1, Santa Clara is where diversity or where blank takes the field. could be diversity, could be innovation.
Yeah.
It is.
Is one of the few not.
12, we have 12 votes.
That's fine. I see.
All right. We've got 12 votes, final votes, 12. All right. Number 2, the road to 2026 runs through Santa Clara, powered by blank, or diversity, or opportunity. Got 5. Okay, number 3, Santa Clara, where it takes innovation, or where it takes blank to become a champion, where it takes innovation, where it takes heart to become a champion.
This is being.
16.
Hold up. 16. And now we have you trying to read.
All right. We're moving to number 4. Santa Clara, the blank starts here. Santa Clara, the future starts here.
Go.
1, 2, we've got 2 votes. Going once. Going twice. All right. Number 5, Santa Clara, the world kicks off here. Now, the question for this one, because it doesn't have a value statement, is I will assume because it doesn't have a value statement, that it is just a statement, it is just the statement. Santa Clara, the world kicks off here. Do we have any votes? 3 votes. All right. 6, the world blank here.
And it was Sarah.
Santa Clara, the world blanks here. The world connects here. The world competes here. The world intersects here. 2. We have 2 votes.
Can we pay money for a photo? I'm just saying it's possible. Like, find it out.
All right, number 7, this one as well will be a theme for a slogan without a value.
We meant just for that to be the beginning of anything.
Got it. Got it.
But today, yes, it needs to be Santa Clara.
Got it. Okay, so Santa Clara 2026. Got it. Okay. All right. Number 8, Santa Clara, hometown heart on a world-class stage. Eight votes. All right. Number 9, Santa Clara, get your kicks in 2026. We've got 1.
Yeah.
All right. Number 10, Santa Clara, where tradition blanks innovation. 3. All right. And Santa Clara, our city, our blank, our game.
So can we see?
We have 5. 5. All right. So we're gonna close voting. We're also gonna close the workshop for now. And we're gonna move into the next workshop, but I do wanna do a time check because I know some folks have to leave early. It's 5:15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a private city hall.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I think we could do is just introduce the city-led events and sponsor-led events lists that are on your table. And feel free to take them home and think about them. And bring them back. And I think the goal is that we're going to vote on what city-led events we want to see here in Santa Clara. So on your table, there's a matrix that's blue and green. And it has a list of all the events that were identified by the community. There's also a column for the event category, so small, medium, and large, which is what we talked about earlier. And then also suggested locations. We also have a column for potential suggested date. And then some potential organizer key stakeholders. Okay. And then we also included on your table, this is an events template that we just were hoping to use to get everyone thinking about what goes into these type of events. So like we said earlier, and Megan pointed out earlier, we're not looking for a full bulletproof proposal and event with budget numbers due to that. But we do want to make sure that we are thinking through what it takes for these events to be possible. And if you all can just bring these back to the next meeting and we'll vote on it.
Wow.
I will email these out to the group as well.
Building Urban also posting online, the website for those that are online from right now. Access another way. Also, if you want to have to go out to the go out to those online when it's running it, just to see if we have any comments and feedback from any of them. So feel free to raise your hand if you want to comment on any of the themes or have any other comments just related to the community engagement activities today.
Thank you, guys.
And yeah, I'll tell you, remember, if you want, if you want to do that in the citizen pushback, you can also vote on the event. This is what we get.
Yeah, so we're gonna wait till you guys see.
Thank you all. You were showing down TV notes.
Oh, after you.
I know it'll be.
Okay, I'll make sure you're on. At least that was very. I was just asking. I was in your friend. It has to be once I say. Yeah. You're a good one. And you go to you.
You want to.
Because the people are finished, do they want them with this or anything else takes all the things to send. Or this is what we are. Yeah, so I just was curious how that went about. Good. Yeah, it's because it's right. It is, and it not swings hard.
To do anything.
That I work. Right?
Tanisha, Diana, Pierre, Mercy, if you don't have any ideas or if you're looking to vote, I believe we also just sent a message in the chat. Feel free to raise your hand and we'll go ahead and promote you so that we can hear your words.
Hello?
Amir, you can speak.
Yeah, I just want to let you know the chat is disabled, so we couldn't add some of our comments. So I've emailed them over to you guys.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Of course.
All right, Diana, we can hear you.
I voted for number 1.
Thank you, Diana. We will add your vote. Yeah.
So this is part. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Before we adjourn this meeting, I'm excited to share that the Santa Clara Cultural Commission, I think this was mentioned earlier, will be installing a new temporary sculpture exhibit at City Hall Plaza. The piece is called Nebula Rider. It's a stunning 2,500-pound Pegasus sculpture created by artist Adrian Landon using stainless steel and aluminum. The exhibit will be on display from July 16th through November 14th, possibly extended. And it's all centered around the theme Catalyst, a new possibility, which invites us to reflect on the power of change and how new ideas and moments can spark transformation. We invite the entire community to stop by City Hall Plaza and experience this inspiring work of art. And with that, this meeting's adjourned. Can you all go out to the clock for a photo, please? Let me just do this again. Thank you.